Hello, and welcome back to Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord. I'm your host, Jeremus. During the spring of 1139, Emperor Claudius' son, Bartimus, Emperor Claudius gains his first grandchild through Bartimus, a boy by the name of Cassius. The Emperor is most pleased that his son has given him a grandson. However, the Emperor has also received many children through his daughters. His daughter Thesina has given birth to two children, Ulbesos and Hiscasia. His daughter Rosazia has given him a granddaughter in Lundana, and his daughter Jolana has given him a granddaughter in Gandarina, named after the Emperor's second wife. To celebrate the birth of his most latest grandchild, the Emperor holds a tournament in Lageta, where he participates in the local tournament. Since last time, there have been several attempts by the Barbarian rebels to lay siege to the town of Varcheg. Although the attacks have been unsuccessful, they've still proven to be a thorn in the Emperor's side. And so the Emperor wins yet another tournament. In any event, I've yet more documents to look over, so I shall see you all a bit later. See you then. During the summer of 1139, the Principality of Sturgia redeclares war upon the Calradic Empire. The Sturgians thought to make a bold stroke by laying siege to Epicrotea. However, Emperor Claudius and his forces will have nothing of that. And thus a great battle ensues.
you! I'll lead! Soldiers! With me! Mounted arch! Cut them down! Soldiers! Push! Soldiers! Infantry! Forward! Move out! Cavalry! Move! Infantry! Attack! Horses! Get moving! Horse! Pull the wedge! Forward! Get them! Soldier, cut them down! Soldiers! Footmen! Off the horses! Footmen! Move! Riders! Move! Horse archer! Move out! Footmen at them! Horse buggy! Horses! Forward! Warrior! Get them!
Charge in, I suppose. And we seem to be winning. They've lost half their army. Many have retreated. And of course I hit one of my own. Oh, this is just a slaughter, isn't it? A third have fled, a third are dead, and a third are captured. You're my prisoner, you're my prisoner. You're all prisoners. I'll take you. And the battle's done. Anyway, I'll get back to you all a bit later. See you then. Ah, there you are, my friend. Well, not long after the battle by Epicrotea, Emperor Claudius makes peace with the Sturgian rebels out of Macedon Castle. However, during the autumn of 1139, the town of Varcheg rebels against the Calradic Empire. The Emperor had, some time before, given Varcheg to the Dionysos clan. But it would seem the people of Varcheg were less than impressed with their overlords. For reasons yet unknown, the Emperor decides to make peace with the rebels of Varcheg. What his reasons were, we can only speculate. In any event, I've more documents to look over, so I shall come back to you a bit later. See you then. Ah, there you are, my friend. During the spring of 1140, the rebels of Varcheg, perhaps unsurprisingly, have joined the Principality of Sturgia. In addition, the Emperor's fourth daughter, Rosalind, named after the famous bandit who joined his father, Rosalind the Black, has come of age. Perhaps much like her namesake, Rosalind is a rather willful child. The Emperor has attempted on many occasions to marry her off, but at present she seems unwilling to do so. In any event, I've more documents to look over, so I shall see you all a bit later. See you then. Though I suppose the Emperor decides to join the tournament at Dunglanis. Let's see how he does. And the Emperor emerges victorious from the tournament. In any event, I've more documents to look over, so I shall see you all a bit later. See you then. Ah, there you are, my friend. During the summer of 1140, Emperor Claudius receives word that his daughter-in-law, Jolana, has given birth to another child in Turiados, a boy. The Emperor and the Emperor's son are both quite pleased to have another boy within the Vesuvian clan. Around the same time, the Emperor's inquisitors find another family with a large number of individuals of Barbarian descent within the Calradic Empire. The clan in question is the Argoros clan. Several of the family members are of Battanian, Vlandian, and Kuzite descent, although close to half of the family are imperial. However, this makes little difference to the Emperor's fears and suspicions. The Argoros clan had previously ruled the Northern Empire, And at present, the head of the family, Maritor, was laying siege to Varcheg. The Sturgians have at present come to war with the Calradic Empire. So the Emperor decides to remove the Argoros clan from the Empire. Although the lords violently protest at the expulsion of the Argoros clan, the Emperor does not heed the words of his vassals and banishes them all the same. As a result, the army that was besieging Varcheg disbands and falls upon those members that were of the Argoros clan. In any event, I have more documents to look over, so I shall see you a bit later. See you then. Ah, there you are, my friend. I've been looking through the archives, and I found an event that historians call the Great Uprising. During the spring of 1141, the Barbarian rebels of the Calradic Empire form an alliance against the Calradic Empire and seize one major town each. The Sturgians have lost Mazadon in a previous conflict with the Calradic Empire, but they still maintain their hold on Varcheg. The Batadians claim Carbanseth, the Vlandians claim Revolt, the Asarai claim Sanala, and Chaikand is captured by the Kuzait. Many historians say that this is where the Empire's fortunes turn against the Vesuvian clan. In any event, I have more documents to look over, so I shall see you all a bit later. See you then. During the autumn of 1141, Emperor Claudius's wife, Lysica, gives birth to Morinon, his 6th son and 15th child. The Emperor is most pleased with the birth of his son. Additionally, the Vlandian rebels of Revolt have been put down by Attilon's army, who is currently engaging Queen Risa of Vlandia. The Emperor is most pleased by this news. The rebels have committed their forces to several sieges, but it would seem that many of their forces have been defeated in the field. In short, the Empire is doing quite well against these upstarts. In any event, I've more documents to look over, so I shall see you all a bit later. See you then. Ah, there you are, my friend. I found an interesting thing of note in the journal of Emperor Claudius's sister Luvina. Apparently, during the autumn of 1141, Emperor Claudius's 4th daughter, Rosalind, known to history as Rosalind the Defiant, marries against her father's wishes. Claudius had apparently intended to marry her to one of his loyal vassals. However, instead, Luvina flees with one of her father's enemies. The enemy in question is a man of Vlandian descent and sworn to Queen Risa of Vlandia. The man goes by the name of Tandrid. He was apparently a captive in the dungeons of Epicrotea, but Rosalind apparently took a liking to him, freed him, and the two eloped. Reportedly, according to Luvina's journal, Emperor Claudius vows swift vengeance against Tandrid of Vlandia. In any event, in addition, shortly before the two elope, around the time the two elope, Vlandia offers peace to the Calradic Empire after retaking revolt. The Emperor chooses to accept as he has many fights on several fronts. In any event, I shall cut away here and come back a bit later. See you then. Ah, there you are, my friend. During the winter of 1141, due to constant raids, the town of Cassira rises up against the Calradic Empire. In any event, I've some more documents to look over, so I shall see you all a bit later. Ah, there you are, my friend. I've found another interesting piece of information inside of Luvina's journal. Shortly before the uprising in Cassira, a particularly interesting event occurs. The Emperor's daughter, Rosalind the Defiant, her husband, Tandrid, supposedly dies of natural causes. However, Luvina highly suspects that Tandrid's death was the result of her brother's machinations. Truly an interesting figure, Emperor Claudius, if somewhat belligerent. In any event, I've more work to do, so I shall see you all a bit later. See you then. During the summer of 1142, the Khuzait and Chaikand are defeated by the armies of Argoros. Additionally, the town of Lycus rebels against the Calradic Empire. Raiding and looting are much more than they've ever been under the reign of Emperor Claudius. This rebellion is unlike any he has faced. He is confident he can put down the rebels, but he wonders whether his dynasty will survive him. In any event, I've some more documents to look over, and I will see you a bit later. See you then. Ah, there you are, my friend. After a particularly long war, with the occasional truce made, the Emperor makes peace with most of his enemies, with the exception of the Asurai near Sanala. Ostican, the town of Ostican, has also rebelled against the Empire in that time. The Emperor felt his situation was untenable, so many truces had to be made. In any event, I will continue to pore over the archives and come back to you when something of note happens. See you then. During the autumn of 1142, Emperor Claudius chooses to make peace with the Asurai. The reason the Emperor chooses to make peace is quite simple. When this great rebellion began, the Empire boasted a strength of over 65,000 soldiers. Their numbers have been reduced by 20,000 due to the rebellion. The Emperor felt he needed more time to recover his strength. Additionally, around this same time, the Emperor's daughter-in-law, Zoana, gives birth to Phaedon, giving her husband Bartimus 3 sons. The Emperor is most pleased by the birth of his latest grandchild. In any event, I hope you've all enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you next time. See you then.